Hello YouTube. I'm attempting to make a video and I have tried 2 times and I'm not for certain that it is recording properly, but I intend to utilize this time to find out if that's the case. Well, anyway, I wanted to continue my thesis on what I believe is a term that is misunderstood and understated on a level that I believe pose a danger to those who truly know how and what it means to utilize their rights. Now, to utilize your rights will be the catalyst for opposition. There are those who feel threatened by anyone that utilize their human rights to do what is right. Now, we all have our definition of what is right. We all have beliefs, standards, and principles that define who we are. Now, to be able to utilize your rights effectively will only be possible when you objectively weigh, objectively prepare, and objectively know the extent of the repercussions that will engulf and assault you. Now, to utilize your rights in a manner that some feel threaten the natural order of things is unavoidable. One other reason why is because beliefs, standards, and principles to a large degree is stifled. There are societal constraints that are set in motion, that are utilized for the purpose of diminishing, nullifying, and limiting. Now, those words are closely related to one another, but them constraints are placed in various areas, in various societal stations. Now, according to the biblical term, it is defined as a gate. It talks in Psalms about a person that is empowered by his creator, empowered by the rapport and the relationship he had with his creator that enable him to speak in the gate against those who are indisposed to oppose that type of action, that type of activity. Now, Martin Luther King Jr. felt compelled to address this nation because he felt that he could appeal to the conscience of this nation. Now, it is hard to determine whether he knew or anticipated the repercussions or the level of resistance that was galvanized to prevent him from pursuing what he felt was an issue that was elevated to a moral standards that needed to be addressed, acknowledged, and defined. Now, the forces that he unleashed were so devastatingly violent that it resulted in his assassination. The forces that were unleashed contribute to his brutal, unmercifully violent assassination. Now, that to a large degree has created the conditions that have silenced so many that have the means of not only doing what he felt compelled to do, but finishing what he started. Now, according to military doctrine, war is defined and waged on many levels. War, once again, I would declare, war is defined and waged on many levels. Now, there is a naturally inherent fear that have engulfed the minds of men on the level that words spoken in any language cannot adequately reflect the true nature of that spirit. It's a spirit of fear, the fear of death has stymied and cowed many who know that they are under divine obligation to speak against that which is wrong. To utter a declaration of war against injustice. There are many that has become enslaved by their own fear of death to the extent where they will lose everything that they feared would be lost. To a large degree, they are already lost. Scripture confirmed that if you seek to save your life, you will lose it anyway. Now, you can't persuade a coward to do anything because he can't look beyond what he stand to lose. But just his nature, his cowardly sub level of existence has already contributed to him become a prisoner. It always has contributed to him becoming a slave. His fear of death, his fear of personal injury has resulted in him being nothing more than a shadow of what he was meant to be. Sovereignty has meaning that supersedes whatever meaning man has attached to that word. The rights of man has been devalued and diminished with the assistance of the very man that has lost it, that has lost the concept of sovereignty. Sovereignty is authority, unconstrained authority. That is the essence of that word. Now, man's fear have stripped him not only of that sovereignty that is the clothing that conceals the nakedness of his vulnerability, but it is the armor of what the essence of a man should be. Only God can clothe you in the armor of sovereignty that is his approval. When you have the approval of God on your life, you have the armor of God. You are armed with the armor of God. You are under his divine authority. You are under his divine protection. You are under his divine will. There is a term that the elders used to sing decades ago, and that tune said this: without God, man can do nothing. Without God, man is nothing. Without God, man is less than a shadow of himself. Now there comes a time when the very God you serve will point you right in the middle of opposition. He will plunge you right in the middle of the very opposition that you would run from when you are a shadow of what you ought to be. And the reason why, because your test consists of opposition. Your test consists of conflict.